Alright, haulers, hello and welcome back to City Skylines. So, we are back in Avalonia. I have to... Well, okay, so where we left off last time was we built this area here to kind of get everything squared out to where we're going to be placing stuff. The big projects I'd like to try and accomplish this episode is we need to put an industrial park here. We need to start expanding our residential down into these areas here. Obviously, that means fire, that means police, that means all of that. We'll come back later and clean everything up, so I'm not super concerned about it being kind of messy and just working. Obviously, there's a certain level that drives me crazy if it's not somewhat fixed. That's why I went and fixed this when I did. But I'd also like to look at the potential of starting a small town up here maybe, or maybe using this for industry. But I'd like to buy this area here so that we can move our, outflow downriver, because it's starting to get kind of nasty. So we're going to look at that before we go any further. So these are actually plane connections, no ship connections, no train connections, no highway connections. What's this, oil? It's got some oil in it. We'll purchase that one. Oh, plot twist. I guess I can only buy one per level. Whoops. Well, I guess we gotta live with that decision. So there's that, but that means that we can expand out this way a little more. And I want to see real quick what the water flow looks like. Does this have any markers in it? I don't know if, it looks like there's tiny arrows, but it looks like all the water along the coast just flows along the coast. It looks like that's the only outflow, so everything's gonna have to go over there. We don't really have a choice in the matter there. But I guess... And then what I'll end up doing is this will wrap around this way, I think. Or this will probably end up wrapping around instead of paralleling the mountain once it hits this point. Unless we go over this, is going down to here. And then having another highway ramp, and then that's where the main road is going to come across the water here, connect and go in. But we want to get rid of the pollution first, or let it, go away. I don't know if that's how it works. We're gonna have to find out the hard way. But you can see here kind of this area. So what I want to do is I want to try and do something different. I'm not sure quite how I'm gonna do it, but we want to do the industrial park here. So the things that we're gonna put here are landfill and industrial area, stuff like that. Over here I did like a pitchfork type of thing where I kind of had this little, not a roundabout almost, but this little connector road that splits off into three like a trident. Over here, everything's kind of a massive... it's a two-way roundabout, basically, where everything, you can come in here, go out, around, come back down, and split off in whatever direction. This will all end up becoming one giant industrial park eventually, and I think that's going to stay as is. I might end up expanding it out so that everything connects to this one road instead of coming off into two. But the reason I did this little second road was because I had it connected to this little piece of land here, which might end up expanding. I might put one more out, maybe here. I don't know. Probably not. Obviously, I can't do that right now, but I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to try and lay out a couple of ideas and just see where I get. Alright, so I've started kind of laying out kind of this area here. We ran into an issue. I had to add another sewage pump because we're getting to the point in population where it's struggling to kind of keep up. But basically, I've started laying out this next area where we're going to start making residential, and I kind of came up with this quick idea. Right here at this intersection, instead of, this is just going to be for accessing. This is going to be one of two entrances for accessing. This is going to be a residential area. So it's going to be mixed residential, mixed commercial. So, there's different areas in here. Plus parks and all that stuff. I'll probably end up doing like a little park or something in this area with a walkway and stuff like that. But since it's just a small road, they can come down here, and if they want to make a U-turn, they can make a U-turn. Normally in real life, I don't think this would end well, because, you know, people would have to come down here, cross over, and then get it around. But I think in here, it's going to work just fine. And I'm kind of playing around with different ideas. Did this little umbrella type design here, and then this, again, the triple thing like I was doing down here. I just really like how that looks. I think it really fits, you know, this game well. But this is all hooked up with water. I'm going to go ahead, we're going to zone a little bit of this right now at a time. I'm just going to do like this little half here. That way we don't have people dying, you know, like crazy. And we're just going to let it run kind of normally. Well, I'll probably speed it up a little bit here. But we're getting really low on workers. I should probably look at once elementary school. Oh, it's because none of this is covered. We desperately need one down here. It would make a huge difference. However, it looks like there's going to be a dead zone no matter where I put it, which kind of sucks. Because I really don't want to have to put two. And I don't know why it's doing that. I guess if I really wanted to... Well, like down here, I can put one, like right there, and it covers that whole area. So we're gonna put that one there. I don't know why everyone's happy. It didn't cover this area. Well, what I'll probably end up doing is putting this in a place where most of that's covered, because most of that will get covered by a school down on this end. So then what'll end up happening is there will end up being a school down here. Maybe like right there, and that'll cover this end. It's expensive as hell, but definitely needed. And we don't have very good medical coverage, so we're gonna look at starting to put in more clinics. I want to put one there. That covers a significant portion of this area. Oh, wow, okay, this will cover most of this. We'll put that there, so all of our municipals are near each other. Part of me wants to connect this with a road here. Oh, that's where I put the school. Why? Okay, I guess I won't. Much as I want to. Actually, I can. I can do it right there. I don't care if you're grumpy. You can calm down. This is for the betterment of your neighborhood. Yeah, so now health is covered completely. School is mostly covered. It looks like it's covered in the residential areas. Garbage is still an issue, but we can set garbage up to do its thing down here. Put this right down on the end, so it's not going to be a bother to anybody. And that'll cover a lot of stuff. Power, we're starting to get low on power. So, probably time for another power plant or two. Let's see. Got coal power plants here. Worth the money, I think. Production is 120, but we're at 108, so it's kind of close, I think, is more what it is. So we'll build another one just to get ahead of the curve here a little bit. And we'll just connect you to you. I'm not super concerned with the budget. I might turn the budget down just a little bit. Was that an airplane? That's first. First time I've heard that, I think. What? Oh, those aren't connected. That's probably part of the electric problem. We'll just let this area kind of grow. So let's zone out a little more of this so that hopefully now people are starting to move in. And I'm doing it by this way instead of just selecting the whole thing for a reason, so never fear, there is intention behind it. I don't want to do that whole thing. Oops. But we can do like this. Because I think I'm going to start trying to keep it away from intersections now. But if we can get just 1 or 2 commercial buildings to move in, that will connect up all this power, and then as people move in here, will be even better. Well, I'm not quite sure what happened, but I put in another pumping station, or I put in a pumping station. We usually were using water towers, but I put in a pumping station down here to see if that would make any difference. I think there's something wrong with the pipe connections. I honestly don't know. So we'll have to see whatever that is. But you can see that's definitely become quite a hazard. We're going to have to really watch that now. But we're coming up close to the next milestone, which will be fantastic. However, a lot of work ahead to kind of get this finished up. I think I'm going to lay out more of this. We'll get this all built out. Definitely darker at night. And you will notice the game looks a little different than it did before in some of the earlier episodes. That's because I'm starting to learn how to use LUTs. I'm starting to learn how to make the game look better. So bear with me. Of course, I'm learning as I go, but that's the best way to do it, is to, you know, you run into a problem, so you have to find a solution. That's literally the best way to do it. It looks like we're still struggling to find workers, so I don't know why. However, high school availability needs to be changed. Let's put down a few high schools. Doesn't quite cover the area, but we can put one right there. And we're going through a ton of our cash, but now we're kind of ahead of the curve. Because it looks like, you know, of course, population will increase. So, what is it that's not getting power? Something's not getting power, and I don't know, and it's annoying. Why can't I find it? Oh, it's the school. It's the high school itself. That's easy fix. There we go. All it up, all set. Should be good to go. What is this? No customers. Where? Right here, downtown. Alright, that makes sense. This will probably all end up having to change. I'm gonna have to kind of relocate commercial to outer parts because as much as I like having it going down the center, I think it's gonna end up being more of a problem than I'd like to admit. Eventually there'll be a lane going one way, a lane going the other way, bike lanes going both ways, like footpaths and bike lanes. And then I'm probably going to have trams running down the center of it, or like quiet, you know, electric trains. And there we go. We've hit it. 5,500 population, which is awesome because it means that we've got all this new stuff that we can work with now to really improve. And you can see here bus lanes, which will be awesome. That'll be the other thing too, is adding in bus lanes or whatever. I think I'd like to use trams and stuff more, or like electric trains as best we can. That's awesome. No, I think that means, what's the next one actually? 7,500, so we're actually gonna get there pretty quick. Oh, blimp. That's cool. Metro, so Metro would be awesome. We've got new policies. Ooh, new zones. High density residential, high density commercial and office. I have no idea what those do, so we'll have to learn. But we've got some new areas too that will come with that, which will be good. But I think that means that we can buy another new area. We can't, so we can't buy the next new area until the next milestone, I guess. However, what I want to do in the meantime, which I just totally blanked on, I guess the first most important part is we need to zone out some more residential. This whole area needs it. We'll start with that half. Hopefully that'll bring some of it down. Increase that just a little bit. Just really quickly, I'm going... Well, is that dropping? Why is population dropping? Alright, so that's the other thing too. Fire, what do we have for fire coverage? So I'm going to put in another station down here. This can cover this end of things, which will be good. We'll put one down here. Police, I want to do the same. Ooh. Holy cow, that covers everything. Where can I put this that it'll be the most effective? Because I don't want to put another police station right there. That doesn't make much sense to me. I mean, I guess what I could do is connect that road there, which I don't kind of want to do. Oh, if I just go further down this end, it gets in there. So we could just put it right there. And so now we've got fire and police coverage like crazy. School, transport. I guess if I wanted to, I could make bus stops and stuff right now, but I don't know if I'm quite in a position where I'm ready to do that because of the noise pollution and stuff. Oh, I didn't realize we can do ferries now too, but not really a huge concern, seeing as most everything we do is going to be inland. Alright, so I've changed a couple things up here. I took this industrial area and I removed all the zoning on it. We're struggling to maintain workers right now, so for me the priority is residential. So that's really going to be what we're going to crunch on for a little bit, is getting residential up so that we can actually supply these industrial areas with workers, because apparently we're really struggling. Population's going up, but that's not doing terribly great. What is happening here? This feels awfully slow. Let's check the speed limits. I'm gonna put you away. Oh, you know what too? I don't think I ever set up... That's the first thing I need to do, is turn off parking. No reason people should be parking there. Actually, that's fine. Let's set these just so that we're all set. People shouldn't be stopping. Why is that guy stopping? I think the other thing I want to do too is we need a slip lane that comes straight off here, because you know, you can see all the amount of, you know, transport trucks that want to go down there. While we're here, let's fix this, because I don't want to let that go on for much longer. So what we'll do is maybe a highway lane. No, you go away. And then we'll just use move it to readjust this way. And we're gonna de-zone that area there, that area there, and then that area there. And why isn't that slip lane being used? That's the next question I have. I've got the road here. Okay, so now people are starting to use it. Part of the problem is that we've got 4 lanes, but people are only really using 2. Okay, so those guys that aren't are going that way. Alright, so that's the other thing. What we're going to do is we're going to increase the speed of this. People coming in and out. Hopefully that'll make a difference. I don't know why that's 80. I'm not horribly concerned about it. But now, hopefully people will enter, get in, get out, and... I mean, we can see right now, traffic coming in. And it's still stopping. But that's because they're all actually going down that way. Part of me wants to remove this road at all. I mean, the only other option I have, really, is to make it so that they can come in this way. Which, if I was smart, is what I would do. Because that means all of our industry trucks are coming out and around. But if they had their own little highway entrance, would be fantastic. Part of me wants to add a roundabout here. But I think instead, what I want to do is add a little thing. Alright, there we go. So what I've done is put a roundabout here, just for now. It's not super pretty, but I'm hoping what it'll do is it'll kind of encourage these trucks to get off at this exit more and come in from this direction instead of just coming down here, because we're kind of getting a little bit overflowed. Although it looks like... Okay, so that guy's going that way. It looks like if they get stuck in that lane... No, he's going that way. He's going that way. He's coming down. And I don't know why they're all stopping. Maybe there's something I've missed. I know there's other things that I can do here that might make a difference. I don't know. I don't know. I'm kind of happy with that. Oh my goodness. Not very good in terms of workers and stuff. I think one thing that I'm gonna do real quick is de-zone all of this. That way everything can kind of start rebuilding. Because we're running out of jobs and we don't have enough people. But I do have another high demand for residential, so quickly we'll zone all that out real quick. And we'll start adding on down here. Alright, so I've expanded out this huge residential area a little more. I decided I'm not going to do the park yet. We'll come back to it. I'll probably put a park down here somewhere. I want to soon to kind of start attracting people more. However, what I did do is I just expanded this whole area out. It's kind of like almost a gun or a dagger shape. Like you've got a little knife type point here, down here, and then kind of this random area here. I really just want to make the whole area varied so it's kind of unique. But basically, the game plan here now is to just, as time goes on, slowly start letting people move in. That way, demand will go down, we'll get more workers, and hopefully we can kind of rejuvenate the community a little bit, because we're definitely struggling. I mean, the worker problems are continuing to go up, which isn't really great. Part of the issue, I think, is that I don't have universities and stuff yet, which, I mean, it's kind of crucial. I kind of need that. But I'm just going to keep expanding this out. I mean, this whole area is massive. This is insane. But, you know, one step at a time. But yeah, that's going to go ahead and that's going to do it for this episode. If you guys... Whoa, look at that. What the timing is that? That's awesome. Yeah, so if you guys enjoyed, you know what to do. Leave a like. If you didn't like it, you know what to do too. If you really liked it, you can go ahead and subscribe down below. There's a little bell next to it you can hit that will notify you every single time I upload. And yeah, again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.